Everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in this video I am going to teach about the magnetic field due to a infinitely long cylindrical wire carrying current. So after that we will find out the magnetic field at 2 points, one point inside the solid cylinder and one point outside the solid cylinder. For example, if you consider this is a solid cylinder, so in this solid cylinder the current will be flowing. Solid cylinder means inside that cylinder it will be full packed, and it will appears to be a bunch of wire, bunch of current will be coming from this solid cylinder. So like that type of solid cylinder we have considered. So next, after that, if the current is flowing in this conductor, solid conductor, so what we'll do means we'll consider one point inside the cylinder and one point outside the cylinder. Point P will take inside and point Q will take outside. So in both the cases we will find out what will be the magnetic field. How that magnetic field will be changing, that also we will study through the graph. So let's start. So here we will take one infinite long cylindrical wire of infinite length, means its length will be infinite. So next, after that, this is the radius of this solid cylinder. Here the current will be flowing like this. So this is the flow of current. So next, after that, if this is the axis, consider this is the axis. So from this axis at r distance we will take one point P. At this point we will calculate the magnetic field, and here we will take one point Q. So after that, if we want to calculate the magnetic field at these 2 points according to Ampere circuit law, then what we have to do means we have to draw one closed loop which should be passing through that point where we want to calculate the magnetic field. Suppose here if we want to calculate magnetic field means you have to draw one closed loop which should be passing through this point. Suppose if you want to find magnetic field at this point Q, means you have to draw closed loop passing through this point Q. So here first I will draw the loop for this point P, and this loop should be drawn in such a way that it should be symmetric in nature. So this is the loop for this point P, and next we will draw the loop for the point Q. So this is the loop for point Q, and these two loops we will call it as the Ampere's loop, because these two loops we have drawn to calculate the strength of the magnetic field. So next, to find out the magnetic field at this point P and at this point Q, we will take the two cases. In first case we will find out the magnetic field for the point P, so we will take inside, and in second case we will take outside at the point Q. So now here this distance is also r. This r value is varying, and this r is the constant, the radius of this wire. So here we will take case 1. So in case 1 we will take inside at P, where this r value is smaller as compared to this radius of the wire. So here I will write r value is less than the radius of the cylindrical wire. So next, after that we will take the top view. So this is the side view. Now we will draw the top view. If I draw the top view, then you can easily understand how the current will be flowing, what will be the direction of magnetic field, and how to apply the Ampere circuit law. So for that, here we will take the top view. For top view, first I will draw the wire. So this is our wire, and next, after that, current will be like this, uniformly distributed, means this is a solid cylinder, no? So for that current will be distributed like this. Why I am taking point means current will be flowing like this, means the current will be coming. When you see from the top, then this current will be coming like this, means you can see the tip of that current, so you will take it as the dot. So this is the current, and next, after that, this is the center of this circular cylinder. So if this is the center, means at r distance at this point P, here we want to calculate magnetic field. So here we have drawn one loop. So that loop is drawn here, and this radius will take it as capital R, radius of the cylindrical wire. So next, this small r is the radius of this loop, and this loop is called as the Ampere's loop, and this is called as the wire, and this is the Ampere's loop. So next, here I will apply the Ampere circuit law. So I will write Ampere circuit law, closed integral B dot dl is equals to mu naught I. This is our Ampere circuit law. So to apply this Ampere circuit law, here closed integral, this dot can be written as B dl cos theta. Here theta will be how much? So to find out that theta, what we will do means we will take the small current element on this loop, and this is the direction of the current element, and if the current is flowing like this means this will be the direction of the magnetic field. So this is the direction of magnetic field. So you see here, this is the direction of current, this dl, and this is the direction of the bl. Both are in same direction means theta value will take it as 0. So here cos 0 equals to mu naught I. Next, closed integral b dl. Closed integral b dl is equals to mu naught I. So in this case, this I value, what is this I? Current enclosed inside the loop. This is our Ampere's loop. So we have to take the current here. We should not take the total current. We should take only the current which is present inside the loop, because we are calculating the magnetic field which is present inside. So we have to take the current which is enclosed in this loop. So for that, here I value can be written as I is equals to current per unit area, current per unit area multiplied by area of the loop. Means here in this total wire, this if consider this is our cross sectional area. So in this cross sectional area, per unit area, what will be the current? That current we have to multiply with the area of this loop. Then we will get the current which is present inside this loop. So for that, here I will take current I dash is equals to current per unit area multiplied by area of the loop. Current per unit area means I is equals to I divided by per unit area. Area of this circular cylinder will be pi r square multiplied by area of the loop. Area of this small loop will be pi r square. So this I value will substitute here, because we have to take current only which is present inside the loop. So here next, B closed integral of dl will be 2 pi r equals to mu naught. I value is I divided by pi r square multiplied by pi r square. So in this case, one r and this r is cancelled, this pi and this pi is cancelled. So what is remained? B is equals to mu naught I, 1 r is remained, divided by 2 pi this capital R square. So next, after that, this equation, this magnetic field can be written as V is equals to mu naught I into R divided by 2 pi R square. So in this relation, you see this I divided by pi R square is nothing but it is the current density. Our current density formula is what? Current density J is equals to I divided by pi R square. So you can substitute this I by pi R square in terms of J. So now this formula will becomes B is equals to mu naught J into, this is our small r, mu naught J into small r divided by 2. This formula we have to use whenever we want to calculate in terms of current density. This I divided by pi r square is nothing but it is the current density. So now in this case, if you see, this mu naught divided by 2 pi is constant, I is also constant, and this r is also constant. Only this small r is variable. So for that we will take B is directly proportional to r. As this r increases, magnetic field also increases. So this is about the first case. Next we will take second case. In second case we will take outside point Q. Outside at Q, where r value, you see this r value is greater than this radius of this cylindrical wire. So here I will take small r is greater than this capital R. So next in this case also we will take the top view. So first I will take this cylindrical wire. This is our wire. Inside this current will be present, uniformly distributed. Current is uniformly distributed. Next after that, here this is the center and this distance is r, means radius will be r. Next here we will draw Ampere's loop. This is our point Q and this distance is small r. Next on this Ampere's loop, if you take the small current element, see here this current direction will be point, so it is thumb. This thumb is pointing outward. Curl the fingers. So this is the direction of the magnetic field. So if you take current element here, then this will be the direction of the current element, and if you draw the tangent, then this will be the direction of the magnetic field. So in this case, like this. So in this way we will take the direction of the magnetic field. So now we will apply Ampere's circuit law. Closed integral B dot dl is equals to mu naught I. So always you have to draw the current element on the Ampere's loop, not on the wire. So here this is our Ampere's loop. Here I will write Ampere's loop. And this is our wire. So now closed integral B dot dl can be written as B dl cos theta. Theta value again you tell me, this is the direction of dl and this is the direction of B. Both are in same direction, theta value will be 0. So here we will take cos 0 degree is equals to mu naught I. Next closed integral B dl is equals to mu naught I. Again in this case B closed integral of dl will be the circumference of this loop. So the circumference of this loop is 2 pi r is equals to mu naught I. So B value will be taken as mu naught I divided by 2 pi r. So in this case you see here this mu naught by 2 pi is constant, I is constant, only r is varying. So this B value is inversely proportional to r. Means this magnetic field and this r relation in terms of outside the point Q. So next we will take the graph of magnetic field versus distance, then you can easily understand. So graph of magnetic field versus r. One side we will plot the magnetic field and the other side we will plot the r. This is the magnetic field. So in this case, this is our cylinder where r value is less than r, and here r value is greater than this radius of the cylinder. This is the inside part and this is our outside part. So first see here inside case what we have observed, this B value is directly proportional to r. In second case B is inversely proportional to r. If B is directly proportional to r means this B value will increase here, and after that outside the cylinder our graph will shows decreasing. So here this graph shows that B is directly proportional to R, and this slope shows that B is inversely proportional to R. So this is about the graph of magnetic field versus R inside and outside the cylindrical wire. Means by this graph what we can understand means, if suppose this is the cylinder, so inside point what we can see means magnetic field will be increasing as distance increases, but after when you come outside the cylinder, as you increase the distance, magnetic field will starts to decrease. So now in simple way I will tell you, if this is our cylinder of infinite length, then what happens means, if this is the center, from this center to this end, if you go on, if you move like this, then what we can observe means magnetic field will starts to increase. But after this cylindrical wire, if you are moving like this, moving away from the cylinder, then your magnetic field will starts to decrease. So these two values, these two relations you have to remember, that inside the magnetic field will be increasing and outside the magnetic field will be decreasing with the distance. So this is all about the magnetic field due to a infinite cylindrical wire of solid cylinder. In last class, in last video, we have discussed about the hollow cylinder. Same case, same thing, but we have taken the hollow cylinder. Here we have taken the solid cylinder. So in next video we will go for the another topic, that is the current for the infinite length of the wire. So stay tuned.